What is going on, everybody? We are back on it. Frieren, which I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Episode 2. This should be going up on Monday for everybody to see on YouTube. Starting this week and until we finish, we'll be getting Frieren twice a week on YouTube. We will be doing Mondays and Saturdays until we finish up. I think there's 24, 28 episodes, something like that. So this will be here for another 3 months or so until we wrap it up. And if you guys are asking where Don is, that is now Patreon only twice a week until we finish that. Jumping into this though, I did like the vibes and the tone of episode 1. I mean, people have been going crazy. I mean, I think at the time that this is going up, we got like 600 to 700 views on the video, which is a lot. I mean, I know some people y'all react to get 600 to 700 views within like 60 or 70 seconds. But for me, that's a decent amount. So I'm hoping that the views and people continue to come back and watch the series. Heard a lot of good things. I'm here to see what it's about. Hopefully we get the support on it as well. And again, I kind of like the characters kind of disassociated with like, what does it learn to be? What does it mean to be like human type thing, you know? You kind of see that in a lot of shows that have characters and elves or creatures that are immortal or live for hundreds of years, that things that humans would attempt to accomplish or enjoy or take for granted, or things that they wouldn't take for granted, these characters or creatures that have no concept of death or worry of death, it means nothing to them. And it's cool to kind of see that transition. You see that in a lot of like robot stories too, of like robots trying to understand the reasoning behind human. What does it mean to be human? What does it mean to love? What are emotions? And you see robots trying to like compute that, but that's the one thing that keeps them different from being humans, is like having those emotions. And so vibe we're getting here, someone described it as like, if you liked Vinland Saga season 2, then you'll like the tone of this. And I much rather prefer Vinland Saga season 2 over a lot of things, even the season 1 of Vinland Saga. So I'm here to see it. I feel like the quickest way to make a character like that, whether it's a robot or something that lives for a long time, introduce them a kid or something weaker than them or fragile, which we have here. Again, I don't know the specifics of if anybody in this universe can learn magic. If it's only like an elven thing, can humans, XYZ, yada yada, that's a whole other specific. But the big umbrella is like her essentially, I guess, becoming more human, gaining more humanity. And I'm curious if she's always been like this, or there's something that triggered her to dissociate from, you know, how fragile human life and things are. But see what we get. Laundering magic is a combination of 3 key factors central to mages. Okay, like what? Mana. Like we're really running out of mana. She's just self-taught kid that reads book. My mana, and she doesn't have enough energy to get over there, and she doesn't have enough power to get over there. Years until I'm like, watch this. Did you have that control of magic when you were a kid? Well, it's hard to, a kid for you might have been hundreds of years ago. She might not be patient. It's easy to be patient when you live forever. What if she's a regular aging human girl? What might have taken Frieren hundreds of years to master, this girl's got to crank out within 10 to 20 years if she wants to be able to... Well, what is she learning for? There's not like an upcoming war or battle. If she's just practicing in her own time, maybe there is no rush or even goal to reach it, you know? Whoa. Okay, we're just cutting here. I kind of like seeing it in the passing by, but the thing is like, he's plucking all the greens off of his plate. I would be like, are we about to go through years here? But it can't be too much because the old man is still an old man. He'd pass away at some point. But you see the length in her hair, though, the little girl's hair. At least a couple months, maybe? Perhaps? $4 years. Okay. I thought we passed a couple months. Never mind. Never mind. Making sure the mic's working. He just died? Oh, shit. That's why I said only a couple months have passed. I was like, this man doesn't have years. Half a decade almost passed. Now, in her magic, does she have any life? Oh, well, he was trying to... That's what he wanted. He asked her if it... Whoa. The effect that they have on the magic is great. He's gonna die, girl. What is she so serious about getting this down for? Was she gonna IRL? Was she gonna in real life? Because he's having Frieren research a way to extend his life. I was just going to ask, is there any spells that she's collected over the years that increase human longevity? Anybody's longevity? Maybe immortal forever? I really like the purple on purple of hers. Whoa. Mm-hmm. Fair, but at least you'll have regret if she doesn't go at least spend some time with him. Go see the man. She's out here getting her sage training on over here, becoming one with the environment. So as of right now, he's just a little sick and lost his mobility. He's not... I mean, he is old, but... Are we on, like, red alert here? At any given day, he could pass? Okay, he looks... okay. It's happening! They're not going to show us the viewer? You're just going to show us a busted up rock at some point? Huh? She deciphered it? Damn. So nothing. Yeah? He wanted you to spend time with the girl. Nice. She could be a proper mage without Frieren having to keep watch of her. Yep. Now you can take her on your travels. She didn't want to take her and get her in the way and get her killed or anything like that. Yeah. Well, now if we're calling her a proper mage, you could take her. Yeah. Yeah. He already knew there was nothing in those books as far as keeping him alive. He's gonna die. Oh, he wants her to take her as well. I thought it was more like, I don't want to die in front of you, you know, leave me a moment with her. He wants you to take the girl and just let him die by himself. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Now she's crying again. Because she regrets what she did with the other one, or didn't do. And he's over here trying to, like, push her out, and... She's crying too? Tell me that they at least took a moment to see the man off and didn't just dip. Surely. Himo the hero. That's her now? Oh, is that why she's creeping in the bushes like a weirdo? To see if they're spending some time? She did it. Yeah, so now she'll take the girl, because that's what he would have done. Alright, good. They saw each other off. Well, she saw him off. They spent their moment. Poured one out for the man. And everything. Alright. Is the dwarf even alive? At this point, has she lost everybody that she had her adventures with? Maybe. Those are massive pumpkins, by the way. "26 years after the passing of him? Well, how much is this from the priest?" I couldn't read it quick enough. Magic. She wants to adventure. But what's the purpose of it? What is she trying to find? What are we collecting all this for? What's the reason? Tell me. They're just going around. They're just magic handymen at this point. They're just collecting info as they go. Just random badges and shit. Is that? Mm-hmm. Oh, this thing's gonna come out sparkling. But she was saved by him. No? Is this Demon King? Devil King? She was. There she is. Hmm. Hmm. I'm curious if we're going to keep ping-ponging back and forth. I would assume. On their adventures and history that she's had with the three of them. That's me. Sailor Moon over here. Looks good. And they clean the surrounding area. Y'all can whip up some flowers, huh? Yeah. Just quick flick of the wrist. Let's get it done. Those were his favorite. Hmm. Is that true? She can't conjure something she's never seen? I'm gonna be curious the limits to her magic. Like, clearly we've seen a limit of not being able to extend life. But is that just because it's something she doesn't know? Or it truly can't be done without consequence, maybe? What did you just pocket? Girl? She had 2 squirrels? See ya. You could tell, like, she has care for... Yeah, because it's for him. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What is that stegosaurus? Oh no, it's just a massive turtle. Yeah, I'm curious, like... And I don't know, I could be reading it wrong. Maybe it's because I've been watching too much shonen and shit, and then I'm not used to animes like this just being completely just straightforward. There's no ulterior motives, there's no backstabbing, there's no crookedness. Like, you can just have stories where every character is just pure of heart. There's nothing going on. Like, everybody's just... What's on the surface is what's on the surface. But I feel like Fern is wanting more with her magic and adventures and quests. And Frieren has kind of been there, done that. I feel like she wants to do things. Oh shit, no, she's more of we've been doing it for 6 months, we should stop. What's on your mind, girl? Mm-hmm. Yeah, see, that's the thing, too. Like, if Frieren dedicates a couple years or decades to this, it's nothing to her. But this girl's, like, losing time of her life. So it's tough. If Frieren wanted to give 5 to 10 years to look for this, it's nothing to her. That girl loses like the prime of her life doing that. Mm-hmm. It's tough. It's a tough conversation. And we don't even get to hear it? I'd love to see Frieren's response to that. Yeah, you're spending her time. Mm-hmm. Well, someone magic his ass back over here. Whoa. Is that trippy Esper magic? I think the orb on her staff changed colors too. Wasn't it red? Hmm. And as morbid as it does sound, Frieren could stop this search and always, oh, it is, the orb was red. She could always pick this back up after Fern has died along the way somewhere in the next handful of years. But, alright, she's asking the important questions. Why does she do what she does? Old statue of her. She's got wings. Had wings. Wanted wings? Is wings? I wonder if she romantically loved Himo. It's really that simple. It's a hobby and she likes it. I wonder. I like how Fern hit her with like, how many years is soon? She said soon. Girl, how many years? Oh. Yes. Someone float up there. So they've been... Do we even want to see what's in there? Oh, whole thing's covered with them. Who's his voice actor? It's very recognizable. Yep. Yep, whole thing's covered. That was it. Dang. It's wild too because like sometimes I kill different type of anime that decide to burn episode time without speech or anything going on screen. One Piece for sure, but that's a whole different discussion. But I don't mind the kind of cycling through time that they're showing here. Like they showed with the old man and Frieren and Fern. I was like, oh, is that just a couple months? And they're cycling through, like, there's no speech. We're just kind of cycling through seasons. You see Fern's hair getting a little bit longer. You see things. I kind of don't, I'm okay with that at the moment. I kind of don't mind them kind of cycling through that. Now, I didn't know we covered that many years. Again, I thought it was a handful of months, so that was pretty crazy. And they cycled through it again here. And I'm just curious of, I mean, because you see, again, and it's rightly playing on Fern's mind because, to my knowledge, she's just a human, correct? She's just a human girl, which I guess, now that we know any human, anything can learn magic in this world. But you see that, like, it's hard to be so go with the flow. What's dedicating a couple years, 5 years, a decade to this when you don't live forever? That's not, and there's things you want to do and worlds to explore and things to see, and to Frieren, it's like, okay, we'll get there. I don't know, let's look at this for like half a decade, and it's just not the same, you know. So we saw her cry for another friend here. The old man's dead. I'm glad Fern did spend some time with him before he passed. I don't know if I'm reading too much into it, but I sense a romanticness between the two of them. Now, past romantic because he's passed, but I'm curious if she's ever had something like this prior in her life. Like, is there something that's flipped a switch for her that, like, life is fleeting, but not to me, so moments are just moments and it's whatever? Or is it with something like, I never want to feel that way again, so she's, like, been disassociating for 50, 100, 200, however many plus years, when she runs into, like, non-elvish creatures? But we'll leave it there and see. Appreciate it, everybody. Like, your favorite, subscribe, and as always,